Alright, so we have this landscape here, and adding few elements to this painting. A log, a couple of trees there, tree over here. Original painting is available on the channel if you want to go ahead and watch it. I'm gonna go ahead and use the same technique that I used for those trees to paint these trees. I'm gonna go ahead and share this with you. Hopefully you can find some value in it and use it in your paintings. As for the colors, I'm gonna go ahead use burnt umber, raw sienna, a bit of black, and maybe some white to tone the values of some of those colors, tone down the values rather. And I'm not gonna use straight white, so just to tint some of those colors. And as for brushes, I'm gonna use a round brush, small round brush, and I'm gonna use a detail brush. Small brushes, create some texture, the bark of the tree. So right now I'm using raw umber and raw sienna, a mix of those two. The light is coming this way, so this side is going to get highlighted. But we're going to bring the highlights later. I don't want to kill all that dark, so I want my paint to break. I don't want to have a perfect coverage here. Just gonna pull my brush over the tree this way. And the paint will break. The tooth of the canvas works with the brush and the paint, and you get the illusion of texture on the tree trunk, creating impression of bark, tree bark. So this will be my mid-tone. And later on I'm gonna use more sienna and some white to bring the highlights. If you want your paint to break, don't use a lot of paint on the brush. Don't load a lot of paint on your brush, and just pull it on the canvas. You have a rough canvas, this works the best. You have super smooth canvas, it may not work very well, but still you get some texture. So now I'm gonna bring in a bit more sienna, again for this side. And I make sure I don't cover all the darks. And back to my raw umber and black to get a good blend with my mid-tone. This is acrylic, so you have to manually blend your colors. If this was oil, your dark would be still wet and it would mix in, it would blend in with the mid-tone that you're applying. But since this is acrylic, By the time you switch to mid-tone, your dark tone is dry, so you gotta bring it back and work simultaneously, basically, to be able to get a good blend. Now I'm gonna switch to a liner brush and basically do the same thing with this. Actually, this is a detail brush, rather. I'm gonna add a bit of white to my sienna. And start working, this side of the tree with the highlights. Again, some of that dark to get a good blend with my highlights. Each layer I'm adding more white to my paint, so bringing different values of that highlight color for this tree. And bringing some mid-tone to get rid of this sharp transition over here. Maybe some dark. To get a smooth transition from highlight to mid-tone to the shadow color. So just applying the highlights for this tree as you see. Basically, it's a process, and you need to be patient with it. Just keep working at it. I'm working with the dark now, just to get a transition from the light, the highlight to the shadow side, to the shadow color, and I have to work, immediately. I can't let that dry because then it won't blend. So I go segment by segment. I can bring some of that dark in some spots, create some texture on the tree trunk, impression of some bark, some details on the tree, as you see here. And back to my highlight color. Applying some highlights. basically I'm gonna go ahead, use the same technique for this tree as other trees, but the technique, as I said, the technique and colors remain the same, process remain the same. If I show you more of the same, it's not gonna really make a difference. And honestly, you're not gonna learn by watching. You have to pick up a brush and paint, and that's how you learn. Basically, you're gonna develop your own technique when you paint. You discover new things, you know. So this is just a demo, and to encourage you, to inspire you to pick up a brush and paint. Right now I'm working with my mid-tone, and if I add a bit black to my raw umber, I can bring in my shadow color and get a good blend here. When I say with a good blend, I mean create a soft transition between shadow side of the tree to the highlight side. So I'm gonna go ahead, do the same thing with the other tree, and I'm gonna bring you back and show you the final look. Alright, so let me go ahead and give you a close-up. Alright, so that was a little close-up, so you could see some of the texture and some of the details a bit better. This painting is almost done. I have to do the log, and we're gonna do that in the next video. Until then, happy painting and take care. Bye bye.